Wish we had more time to spare. Want you around me like air. Can get my feelings involved, and then you not be there. What's up, what's up, what's up, what's up, what's Zam YouTube? It's your girl, the goddess in the back. Ooh, with another one. Yeah.
Go girl.
Alright y'all, so today's video is going to be about shadow work and how shadow work leads, I guess I'm gonna say how it leads to the knowing of self, and then the accepting of self, and then which to me means the accepting of self means loving of self. So self-love, how shadow work leads to self-love, why it's important. Before we get into the video though, I'm gonna need y'all to like, comment, subscribe, and share. You heard me? Alright, and also you are more than welcome to think that anything that I say on this channel is a bunch of tomfoolery. You are more than welcome to think that I am a crazy person that is bananas and needs psychiatric help. You are more than welcome to believe that. I make these videos for people who are going through or on the same path as I'm on, and going through the same things that I'm going through, and with hopes that this can help them, because this is what helped me. I talk about my experiences and what helped me. That's it. That's all I do on this channel. I mean, besides, give my opinions on things, which I will start doing eventually, but right now I'm focused on like the spiritual healing and things that I have gone through, okay? So, alright, let's get into the video. Alright, y'all, so shadow work is something that I've done and that I'm still doing, actually. But I wanted to get on here and talk about it because I was doing it without even realizing that I was doing it. You know what I'm saying? So what happened to me, y'all know I told y'all I went through warfare, and a lot of the things that I was going through was hard to talk about to people because people didn't really understand it. People didn't really know. People couldn't really relate to what I was going through. When I would try to talk to people, they, it'll just be like, they just wouldn't understand. It'll be like talking to a wall. You know what I mean? So I really had nobody. I really had nobody to really go through this with. I had no friends, and the friends that I had, that I was attracting were I was attracting the people that had the same type of thing going on. So it was kind of like pointless, to really be in these friendships, and so which led me to kind of be by myself. And being by myself allowed me to really, sit with myself and sit with all the thoughts and all the just chaos that, was going on in my mind because of all the warfare that I had gone through and was going through. And I was able to, and then on top of that, being by myself, I had plenty of time to myself to read and, watch documentaries, watch a bunch of, just taking a whole lot of information. And I came, so by doing that, I figured out, the things about myself that I didn't like. Well, so while doing that, while being alone, while being by myself, and, eventually like watching TV and all of that gets boring. You know what I mean? Just watching a whole bunch of stuff, it gets old. It's like, dang, what's on TV? Or what's, So sometimes I would just kind of just sit and just sit on my balcony and gather, just pay attention to my thoughts. I started meditating, I started doing all types of things, and I was able to assess myself in ways that normally people wouldn't be able to, because of always around people, always distracting themselves, being around people, always having something to do. And then like most of the time, most people they be like they bored and they need something to do. They gonna go crazy if they can't be by themselves, and sitting in silence kills them. Like silence really bothers them. I had a cousin who said that, like, she cannot sit in a car. She cannot sit. Like, we was all riding from New Orleans back to Biora, right? And everybody was just chilling. We was talking, and then it eventually went to silence, right? People just be chilling. People just be sitting with their thoughts. And she was like, oh my God, the silence is killing me. The silence is killing me. And I was like, in my head, I'm like, damn, silence really killing you? Because by this point, I was used to it. I was used to being, in my head by myself, just viewing and assessing thoughts that's going in my head, like what's going on in my mind, right? And I'm really grateful for the experience, because now I don't need nobody. Now I don't, not that I don't want to have, some friends and to be, and to go out and do things. It's just that I would much rather do that in moderation. Like, I need, I don't need it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not desperate for it, and sometimes when you're desperate for things, you tend to just settle for any type of thing, any type of friendship, any type of relationship, just because you don't want to be by yourself. And I was like that. I was that codependent girl who needed somebody, who felt like I needed somebody. I was staying in a relationship that I wasn't happy in, with somebody that I was not really that attracted to. I got with them because of out of desperation of wanting to act, like wanting somebody, because I felt by myself. I felt alone. I was lonely, or being friends with people just because, like, not even really liking the type of people that they are. Not saying that they did anything to me, but it's not even really liking, like, not really even being compatible, not even really being on the same page as them. But I'm just going out because I'm going with y'all because I want something to do, because I'm bored at home, you know what I mean? And so anyway, said all that to say is that I don't need, now I don't need anybody. You know what I mean? Like, I'm so happy. I enjoy my own company, and I'm happy. I'm truly happy. I'm the happiest I've ever been. Even when I was friends with a lot of people, I'm just much happier. And now that I know myself, I want to attract people that are similar to me. I no longer want to settle for people that's not on my level, people that's not on my frequency. You know what I mean? Just to have friends, or just to have a boyfriend, or just to, or like hanging around family members just because they my family and whatnot. Like, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? I don't care about any of those people anymore. And then a lot of those people wasn't genuine anyway. A lot of those people were very much so faking the funk for the same exact reasons, on top of being jealous and using me for things, like tolerating me just because they need something that I have. You know what I'm saying? So fuck all those people. And that's what shadow work helped me to realize. Alright, so first thing I did was, like, you know, like I say, being by myself had let me assess all the things and all the experiences I had. I was even able to go back to, like, all the way back to childhood, and I'm just like, damn, you know, thinking about experiences and people I used to be friends with in childhood, like realizing that those people, like I remember situations where I felt a certain thing, I felt a certain way, and I would, you know, and me being a Cancer and being sensitive or being intuitive, because the Cancer sign is the most intuitive sign of the zodiac. I was able to feel, like I felt things, and if I had reacted or said something or spoke on what I felt, people would, like, try to gaslight me, say, oh, you too sensitive, oh, you just too sensitive. But really, they was really meaning, like, you know what I'm saying, it was really, what I was feeling was really real. And I was like, damn, so I've been feeling this, I've been intuitive my entire life, and I knew that what I was feeling wasn't wrong, but it was like, you know, I let them gaslight me. I let them tell me, oh, you just too sensitive, you a crybaby and all of that. No, bitch, you knew what the fuck you was doing. You knew, like, so I was able to, like, really assess all of that, all the way from childhood, all the way up to that point, like damn, like I was really letting people just tell me how I felt, you know what I mean, until it got to be too much, and I didn't want to it just got too thick, like the feeling just got too strong to the point where I just, like, I don't even want to be around y'all no more, like this, like I don't even like the way I feel around y'all no more. You know what I mean? So, you know, just things like that. I was able to, you know, like, dang, I should have stuck up for myself that time, or I should have stood on that. Like, I know growing up, my mom is, she's older, you know what I'm saying? She was an older mother, and she didn't keep up with hip-hop trends. I wasn't even allowed to listen to rap. You know what I'm saying? Like, she didn't even like rap because of the language and, like, the degradation of women and things like that. So I wasn't even allowed to listen to rap. So I'm going to school with all these people who do, and I don't know the trends. I don't know how they dress. I don't know none of that. I don't know none of the songs. So I was outcasted and made fun of, talked about behind my back, because I didn't I wasn't dressed in a certain way. But the clothes that I was wearing was clothes that my mama picked out up until a certain point. Then it was up until a certain point where I was picking out my own clothes, and it was still not good enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, they were still saying that I didn't know how to dress and all these things. So, but I liked it. I liked my outfit, and I let these people make me feel like I wasn't good enough. So you know, that's part of your shadow. Like, your shadow is like the ego, the everything that comes with the ego. So the emotions and, like, you know, your feelings. So, like, fear and, you know, anger and things like that, right? So I was letting my shadow make me, you know, conform, like, you know what I'm saying, because I didn't like that feeling of being judged and being made fun of. So I would conform. So I would, and because I was not allowed to listen to rap, I was always, like, looking to other people copying what they was wearing, whatever the trends was. I'm begging my mama to get it for me, begging, you know what I'm saying, like, I remember all of that, and I figured that out about myself. And so ever since I realized that, I was like, I'm gonna wear what I want. And then, like, when I got to high school, you know, at this point I was listening, you know, I could listen to whatever I want at this point. Like, so I'm listening to, you know, and I'm watching videos. So I'm on, you know, middle school on up, like 7th grade on up. So I'm seeing what's the trends. I know, and now I'm up to date, right? But then it was one young lady who would do like things, like drastic things, like out of the norm things that normally people wouldn't do with their style, well, with their hair and their style, right? And she was like, and I was like, oh wow, and I admired her for that, because of my childhood. I'm like, I was always the one that was trying to conform to what everybody else was doing and what everybody else was wearing. So to see her do things that was like out of the norm, because out of the norm to my knowledge was commendable, was admirable to me. So I would, you know, be inspired by her, right? But then I found out that everything she do came from a celebrity, and she just wanted to be the one to do it first, and then anybody else that did it afterwards was copying her. And then that's when I noticed, I was like, and then going back and watching like old videos from when I was a kid, music that videos that I couldn't watch. I'm like, oh wow, so this is where the trend starts. So I was like, you know what? If I ever get into a position of being in the spotlight, which y'all gonna stream Acres Homes, you hear me? To help me get into that spotlight, all streaming platforms. But I said, once I ever get into the spotlight, I'm gonna wear all the things that people made fun of me. And all the clothes that people made fun of me for wearing, I'm gonna wear and watch it turn into a trend, just because I'm in the spotlight. So people, you know what I'm saying? We're sheep. We follow whatever is in the forefront of the media, of the news. So I was like, man, I'm gonna be my own person. Like, so these are the things that I'm finding out about myself. These are just examples of things that I found out about, you know, that I learned about myself, that I decided to, you know, not let make me or break me. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just gonna do what I feel, wear what I like, and that's how you get me to date. That's how you get this girl. That's how you get this girl right here doing YouTube. Got a YouTube channel talking about spirituality, talking about some stuff that, am I sweating? Look at this, terrible. It is hot out here. But anyways, don't judge me. But anyways, that's how you get this. That's how you get this girl right here. That's how you get this girl right here, doing a YouTube channel talking about spirituality, talking about shadow work, talking about voodoo, talking about goddamn, what else? Talking about all this stuff that's not favorable. You know what I'm saying? Especially to my family, especially to all those people that I grew up with. They looking at me like, what's going on with her? So I've chosen to be the black sheep. I've chosen to step out, and that is what shadow work did for me. That is what shadow work did for me. On top of learning that a lot of the energy that I was feeling, that fear and that anxiety and all of that, wasn't even mine, because hating assholes is doing voodoo and shit on you, because they and doing black magic, some shit I ain't even know nothing about. Been doing it on me since I was goddamn 12, a family member. because that was when I recorded my very first song. No, 14. I'm sorry, 14. And then while I was in cosmetology school, I was making covers, putting the covers on YouTube. This bitch been doing that shit on me since then. Oh, hating asshole. But anyways, we ain't gonna talk about the hoes. But you know, finding out that all of that energy wasn't even mine, and that now I'm finally being able to be the person that I really was on the inside, that I wanted to be, that I was in my head or behind closed doors by myself. Now I'm being this person in public. Now I'm on YouTube doing this. I would have never done this a long time, like catch me some years ago. I would have never been on this thing. You know what I mean? And while doing all of that and assessing myself, it's like, now I accept myself. Because it's like, it don't matter what nobody. And that's another thing I learned by doing shadow work. It's like, when you learn yourself and learn who you are and then accept that, I feel like that's what self-love is. Accepting yourself as yourself and then being yourself. Doing and being yourself without caring what nobody thinks. Because somebody that's just like you is gonna resonate with you and it's gonna love you for you because they love them for them and they not trying to conform. You see what I'm saying? So that's what shadow work did for me. Shadow work taught me self-love. You know what I'm saying? And then all the things that I liked about myself, I just improved. And then all the things I didn't like about myself, I, stopped being that way. I'm more self-aware. Shadow self helps you to be more self-aware of how you treat people, of how you and of how I treat myself. You know what I mean? And it's important it's important for relationships, because now that you know exactly who you are, like being alone. Well, before I get into that, I'm gonna say, knowing exactly who you are, you're able to communicate that with another person. You're able to communicate that with another person thoroughly. Help them to understand, let them know off top how to treat you, how to understand you. And, and then y'all connect from there. It's like you being yourself is how, you being your authentic self is how you're going to connect with another person, or at least see if you have a connection with another person. Trying to be somebody you're not, and then trying to be in a relationship, a long-term relationship with somebody, is never gonna work. It's never gonna work. You have to accept yourself for who you are. You know what I'm saying? Like I learned that being alone, that I like to dance in the mirror, play music and dance in the mirror. I enjoy it. I enjoy, you know what I'm saying? I enjoy acting silly. I enjoy being silly. It's my inner child. It makes me feel good. It makes me laugh. I make myself laugh by acting silly, doing stupid shit in the mirror, doing stupid dances in the mirror. And I'm not afraid to admit that I don't like that. Sometimes I don't feel like shaving, so I'm not gonna shave, and I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna not care about who cares about what's under my arm. You know what I'm saying? Like the fact that I can sit here and be like, ooh Lord, I'm sweating, and pull up my shirt because it's hot out here. It's not musty because there's deodorant there. I'm just sweaty because it's hot out here. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not ashamed. I think I'm sweating under my boobs too. under these knockers. Like I say stupid shit like that. I say stupid shit, silly shit like that. And I learned that I'm me. And this is me. And I've improved on the stuff I didn't like. And the insecurities, I was able to sort out those insecurities. I was able to do all of this healing on myself. All this healing work. And now I'm this fire ass person. This fire ass person, you heard me? Alright, so that's all I have for y'all today. I hope y'all like this video. I hope this helped y'all. I hope this made y'all laugh. I hope this made y'all feel comfortable. And y'all have a good one.